welcome representatives from media. Here today we have with us our MD and CEO Sri K. Satyanarayana Raju ji, ED Sri Debashish Mukherjee, ED Sri Ashok Chandra ji, ED Sri Hardeep Singh Aluwalia, and other members of senior management. I will request Sri Raju to give his opening remarks.
Good afternoon to all of you. I am presenting you a few highlights of the current quarter, June quarter performance of the Canara Bank. And we are continuing our steady growth in all the business parameters. And our global business has shown a year-on-year growth rate of 9.38% and stood at 20.80 lakh crore. Our gross advances has recorded 13.27% year-on-year growth and absolute numbers stood at 8.87 lakh. Our operating profit, we could continue that the growth in the double digit and we could show that absolute number of 7,604 crores with a growth record of year-on-year growth rate of 15.11%. Our net profit has jumped to an absolute number of 3,535 crore by an year-on-year growth rate of 74.83%. This could be possible because of our net interest income has increased to 27.72% year-on-year growth and stood at the absolute number of 8,666. Our RAM credit also has grown in line with our advances growth at 12.89% year-on-year and absolute number is 4.91 lakh crore. Our asset ratio, quality of asset ratios have been further improved. Our gross NPA has come down to a 5.15% with a decline of 183 basis points year-on-year. Our net NPA also has come down to the 1.57% with an year-on-year decline of 91 basis points. These two could be possible, and again we could further improve our PCR at 88.04% with an year-on-year improvement of 353 basis points. Within the RAM, our gold loan portfolio is continuing its excellent performance, almost nearer to the 30% year-on-year and stood at 1,29,800 crores. Our retail credit has grown at 10.64% year-on-year and an absolute number of 1,42,297 crores. Within that retail credit, our key parameter of housing loan has shown a year-on-year growth of 13.64% and stood at 85,884 crores. The other areas, the key ratios, a return on equity has improved to 22.95% with an 662 basis points increase on year-on-year. Our CRAR, we continued above 16% and stood at 16.24% and year-on-year increase is 133 basis points. Our return on asset, almost we are touching 1% and the year-on-year increase is 34 basis points. Our cost to income ratio has reached to the best so far in the last several quarters and stood at the 43.61% with an improvement of 115 basis points year-on-year. Our net interest margin, we could maintain NIM at 3.05% as against last year cumulative NIM of 2.92% with an improvement of 27 basis points year-on-year. These are all the several basic business parameters what we are given. Our CD ratio is the further improved. From last June 22, it was 70.09 to a last March, it was 73.17 and now it's a further improved to 74.44 in line with our guidance to improve the CD ratio. Next. So our CASA deposits have shown year-on-year growth of 0.92%. In the current quarter, slightly we are at little less than the March figure, but our savings bank deposit has shown a good growth and it could be more than the March figure what we have shown. Almost more than 1% growth is there in the savings bank account. because of slight decrease in the current account. Overall CASA, we are at 3.64 lakh crore and maintaining at 33%. That's the at least the bank, we are able to, under the present high interest rate regime, we are able to maintain that balances. We stopped further deteriorating in the CASA. Our deposit growth has continued at 6.65. So these are all the the few important parameters and the performance, sir. Would like to answer along with me. My three executive directors are there: Debashish Mukherjee sir, Ashok Chandra sir, and Hardeep Ahluwalia. And we are all four are ready to take the questions, whatever the clarifications the media people are expecting from us. It's now open for the discussions or the question and answers, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Raju sir. Friends from the media, we'll begin the Q&A session. Like always, we would request you to kindly raise your hand and we'll come to you in an orderly fashion. We have the first question from Piyush. If you could kindly introduce yourself and the question that you wish to ask.
Yeah, good afternoon, sir. Am I audible?
You are audible,
Yeah.
Piyush.
Yeah, hi, Piyush from FE. Sir, just wanted your perspective on the treasury income coming back, sir. We had seen last year there was some challenge on that front. So, are we seeing that treasury income now has started picking up? Firstly, and on second, sir, our personal loan portfolio has not grown that much. I mean, in single digits. So, what is our strategy in growing those personal loan segments, sir?
One is treasury income, sir. Treasury income, of course, last year, first quarter, it has contributed very well. Thereafterwards, the 3 quarters gradually it has come down because of that high interest regime. And when the high interest regime is continuing, the treasury profits will be not so attractive. But compared to quarter on quarter, our treasury incomes compared to the March, it has been improved. The March, it was the treasury income is 390 crores. But the current quarter, we could show a 37% growth compared to the quarter on quarter sequentially, we could show a 536. That shows the little revivement in this treasury income. We look forward to continue on the same line in the next few quarters. Regarding the unsecured loans portfolio, sir, our bank is last 1 quarter, we have introduced a salaried class 1 scheme on the personal loans, Canara budget, the portfolio. That has shown a good growth, sir. That's actually, we have contributed almost 800 crores growth on quarter to quarter. It is calculating around 9% in the quarter. But our base itself is 6,700 crores in that. And now it has gone to the 7,500 crores. But in our call on personal loans is, we are sanctioning the personal loans only to our existing customers, that to the salaried class who are drawing the salaries from Canara Bank. We are not going aggressively on that. We are cautious on that little bit, though it is earning a good profit for us. It's earning a high yielding advances, but we confine ourselves to the salaried class who are drawing the salaries from us, because we also introduced a salary payment package for the salary class, and which is a unique in the nature, its nature, product nature in the industry, and that has attracted a very good traction from the people. Last 3 months, we onboarded more than 3 lakh new clients who has opted for our bank product as to draw their salaries, monthly salaries. So with all these things, we expect that our present portfolio definitely will grow, but we don't want to go too aggressively other than our existing salaried class.
Got it, sir. Sir, just one last thing on NIM, 2 bps moderation on Q-on-Q basis. What is the your outlook for the remaining fiscal? Will the moderation continue? Thank you.
No, definitely under the present high interest rate regime, there is a stress on the expenses, interest expenses. But we could able to manage in our bulk deposits, tenures and all. Through that, we are controlling our rate of interest. Simultaneously, we have initiated several initiatives in the first quarter itself to augment the CASA. We also introduced in the 1st July onwards a relationship manager concept in the 5,000 branches to cover the almost 80% of top SB individual customers. These are all the initiatives. We have introduced the new products. We introduced the new initiatives. With these things, we are focused. We are hopeful of maintaining the present interest expenses at a present level. With that, we are confident that we can manage our NIM above 3%.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Next is Mr. Abhijit Lere from Business Standard.
Namaskaram, sir.
Namaste, sir.
Sir, this is with regard to the though the gross NPAs and profile is improving. If I look at the SMA 1, that is almost doubled from 1700 to something 3400 crore. Could you speak slightly more on that? What is the nature of it? Is it corporate or it is granular? How it is?
No, actually, SMA, sir, if you look at that, the total gross and the SMA position has improved from 1.29% to 1.11%. But within the SMA 1 and 2, generally in the first quarter, you observe a little because of the majority of the quarter, the banking will be busy in their transfers, placement changes and all those things. Since we could complete our exercise well before May 15th, the first quarter, we are able to maintain the control of slippages. When you look at that, our slippages of last year, June quarter was 3,900 crores. The current quarter, we could reduce that slippages to 3,400 crores. But the next 3 quarters, we see that because all the people are at their respective places are stabilized and they are on the job, we see the further improvement in this. But otherwise, the overall stress in the books are looking at the improved conditions, sir.
That is quite true. I was just asking, what is the nature of this rise in the SMA 1?
Generally, it is in an MSME only, sir. Generally, we observe that the stress, it appears in the MSME majorly. The second one is little, because in the first quarter, no, agriculture also we see little stress in that. But once the sowing season has started, banking, people comes to the branches, renew their accounts, all these things when it happens, no, it generally carries from the middle of the June to September. It will further reduce it drastically. These two are the sectors, sir. We don't see much in the corporate that any stress is there.
Okay. And second is about, sir, the ECL exercise, that is expected credit loss. Have you done any kind of estimates and any provisioning that you could share the numbers for the ECL?
Sir, last year, whatever we have shared with you, that there are provisions, we sought some clarifications from the regulator. We got many clarifications. With that clarifications, when we recalculated whatever earlier we shared, almost it has come down to the 45% has come down from previous estimates. Now also we are paid a consultant to further guide us in this. We strongly believe that will be at par with all other banks, and whatever earlier we shared, it will be less than that. We are coming around the 50% of that.
So I will pardon, I am not aware of that initial estimate that you had given.
We are expecting in and around 2 to 2%, sir, 2 to 2.5%. That is the actually the even it is before hiring the consultant. Since we are going for the consultant, we see that we can even in this also we can look better guidance from them.
Okay. And my third and last is about the CASA. CASA, all of the banks across sector has been under pressure, but your extent of decline is less, 33. But you have guided for about 3%, 35% by end of the year. So what exactly is your going to be the, will you be able to reach that 35?
Yes, sir, we are trying, because on the first working day of the current quarter, June quarter, on April 3rd itself, we announced several measures to focusing on the CASA, sir. We know that the CASA was very much important parameter for our improving the NIMs. So entire machinery now is driving behind that CASA. We are given a especially salaried class special package by giving a term life insurance. It is in India first time, and it is ranging from 1 lakh to 6 lakhs. And we have created 4 products depending on the gross salary. And we also has given a separate product for savings bank select for the non-salaried class. And we also has introduced a relationship manager from the 5,000 branches, and many other several, even current account, we introduced a special product. We also has given an API banking to the corporates so that they can retain their CASA with us and they can shift their ancillary business to the bank. And we have started all these things have been launched on April 3rd. So that has helped us in, because the why our CASA reduction is very nominal in the current quarter is we could able to gain in the savings bank account. In the savings bank, year on year, the quarter on quarter, we almost grown more than 4,000 crores. But because some slightness decrease in there in the institutional deposit in the CASA, that has shown that marginal reduction. Otherwise, whatever the steps we have taken targeting the individual SB customers, it has started yielding the results. And the last 3 months, just in 3 months, we got a traction of new onboarding of salaried class more than 3,10,000. And even SB Select non-salaried class, we already onboarded 70,000 people. These two products itself, we got almost 3,200 crores incremental growth in the savings bank, sir. And we are continuing to focus on that. With this focus, we are hopeful and confident that the 35% is achievable by the end of the March.
Okay. Good that you have explained me proper. I'm through with my queries. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thanks, Abhijit. Next is Informous Media. If you could kindly introduce yourself and ask a question.
Hello, good afternoon, sir. This is Shipra from Informous Media. Am I audible?
Yeah.
Good afternoon, Shipraji.
Good afternoon, sir. Sir, I just in the investor presentation, your global advances have fallen on quarter. So, any particular reason for that?
No, the global advances means the international advances. Last year, we had a 15,000 crores as lent to the Indian oil companies of, that's a public sector undertakings against that for a short-term loans. Those loans have come to for the repayments. That repayments, no, quarter on quarter, every quarter, we are getting it the repayments, and there is no further disbursements towards that oil companies. However, we are compensating with other proposals, since that is a big amount for us. When you compare, our base itself is 40,000 crores. Out of that, 15,000 is oil companies, and that is a short-term loan. But we are able to compensate it and maintain the almost neck to neck on that. But slightly some negativity is there because we got a 4,000 crores repayment in that.
Right, sir. So my other thing was on your outlook. What is your outlook on the cost of deposits? Because we are seeing cost of deposits peaking right now. So by when do you see it falling back, or any such outlook you have on it?
As per the market, the experience for the last even current quarter, we feel that the current tendency will continue for 1 or 2 quarters, madam. We don't see any reduction at this moment in the retail term deposits or the term deposits factor. The rate of interest reduction, we don't see anything.
And so any forward guidance?
So naturally, the current quarter, we see that the same will continue. And once the October, September, the December quarter and March quarter, once the market liquidity is improved, the rate of interest may start coming down on the deposits.
Right, sir. Thank you. And so just one last thing, any forward guidance on your advances and deposit? Any expectation? What do you expect from advances?
No, advances already, actually, we have given a guidance to all of you, madam. That's our total growth, business growth is 10%. Advances, we want to give 10.5%. Deposit growth is 8.5% because we want to reach our CD ratio above 75% from the 73%. We could in the first quarter itself, in the domestic advances, we have grown more than 3%. That means that our growth rate in the advances, the June quarter also, year on year, we have done 13.27. You look at that, the particular quarter, Q on Q also, domestic growth is 3.11, madam. So when it is there that much, we are sure that what we have shared with you, that 12 to 14% advances growth in the current financial year will holds good at this moment. And we are confident that we can do, because first quarter itself, we could show a growth rate of more than 3% and quarter on quarter. Deposits, because whatever the CD ratio, we aim for the 75%, keeping in that requirement only, we rise the deposits from the market. But our drive for procuring more CASA deposits will continue.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thanks, Shipra. Next up is Dipankar from PTI. Dipankar, can we have your question, please? Dipankar, you're on mute. If you could unmute yourself. Dipankar, can you hear us? Do you have a question? Okay, while we wait for Dipankar, is there anyone else who wishes to ask a question? Kindly raise your hand.
Let me ask one.
Yeah,
Hello?
Vijay, please continue. Yeah, Vijay.
As far as the capital raise is concerned, 81 and Tier 2, what is the, so you already tell what you will raise across through the year, but in the near term, what is the really the given the kind of a rate trend that we are seeing?
No, current year, actually, our board has permitted us to go to the market for raising a 7,000 crores, 7,500 crores, the total together Tier 1 and Tier 2, sir. 3,500 crores is the Tier 1 capital, 81 bonds. So 4,000 crores is Tier 2 capital, which we got the permission from the board. We will see the market situations. Ultimately, we are interested on the cost on that. Whenever we feel that we get a better pricing, we will come to the market and raise that.
Okay. But this quarter likely, or you are not in the pressure?
There may be a chances, sir. There may be a chances.
Okay.
Dipankar, can you hear us? Are you in a position to ask a question? We're not able to hear you. I think your audio is on mute. Okay, sir, I think he's put his question on chat because of some tech issues. He's saying Canara Bank has exited from Russia market. Is the bank looking at cutting down its foreign operations further?
No, actually, our foreign operations are very much limited. We have offices only in the New York, London, and Dubai. We don't have any much exposure in the foreign area. Even in the Russian side also, our exposure is very, very minuscule. And recently, we got from the regulator permission to open a branch in the Gift City. So that's we are going to launch in the September month. Once we start operations from that Gift City, I don't see any requirement for corporate lending to opening a branches at the outside the country, sir. So we'll continue with these 3 branches, and in addition to that, the Gift City branch, and we will continue to focus on that corporate banking.
Dipankar, hope that is clear. Is there any follow-up question? Okay. Any other questions, guys? Otherwise, in respect of time, we will try and end this Q&A session because I'm sure you are also pressed for time between multiple conferences. Can we have one last question before we end the Q&A session? Anybody else who wishes to ask a question? Fair enough. So I think then thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for joining.
Thank you, one and all.
Thank you so much, Raju sir and the entire leadership team. Okay, sir, I think there's one last question. Sorry. Sudipta Banerjee, if you could introduce yourself and ask the question, please.
A very good afternoon, sir. This is Sudipta Banerjee, and I'm from Eishomoy, the Bengali vernacular of the Times of India group.
Thank you. Thank you. Good, sir. Good afternoon, Sudipta ji.
Yeah, I have a question. See, basically, you have started. I mean, you have initiated this RuPay credit card, right?
Yes, sir.
So, I mean, after the introduction of RuPay credit card, I mean, in the meantime, how many cards have been disbursed? Or, I mean, if you can just give us some idea, I mean, how many, I mean, if there is any system, how much transactions have been made so far linking that card to UPI? Is there any figure, such kind of figure?
But at this moment, I don't have readily available. Actually, we have RuPay cards. We have started issuing long back. But the only thing RuPay card linking with the UPI has done, we have recently done. On that, the tractions are good, but exact numbers and all at this moment, I was not aware. But we will share it to you personally, sir.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Sudipta. Thank you once again, everybody. Thank you so much, sir. Raju sir and the entire leadership team. Have a great day, sir.
Thank you.